Hello, hello, Stephanie Zima here, talking to you today, you online entrepreneur, about your business and your goals for 2024. Because so many of you are having super big goals, right? You are ready, you have been pumped up in December by all these mentors, and everybody is ready to kick off the year with new goals. Yet in 2 weeks, you're probably going to be right where you were before. So, how are we going to combat this? And doesn't that sound so negative when I say that? Yes, it does, but it also sounds very realistic, because let's get real. In overnight, your mindset has not changed. Overnight, your patterns have not changed. Overnight, you have not, only because you declared that you wanted to rank up, you have not changed all the actions that it will take for you to get where you need to go. And that's just a realistic way of doing it. And I have had this song and dance for so many years, like up and down, up and down. I would be like the most motivated and excited person. Yet I would be crushed every single time when the follow through didn't happen, right? When I didn't get the results. And here was the problem. One of the biggest problems that people who are entrepreneurs have is that they either get totally overwhelmed by the action that it will take, or they are not clear about what the actions are that they needing to take, or they are simply like they are simply not being held accountable to change all of their behaviors that have been preventing them before from reaching their point of change, or or they are not tracking themselves, or they are just simply having unrealistic and unclear expectations of what it would be to be like that. Now, I could say one of my goals would be to have a private jet. Okay. Well, sure, I want to have the mansion. Sure, I want to have the private jet. Sure, I want to have all these things that all these millionaires and these shiny object people on social media have. And it looks so great. Their lifestyle looks so great. And so many network marketers or online course creators, digital creators, we are all looking at this and we are thinking this is the life we want. Yet we also loving our Netflix. Yes, we are also loving our sugar. Yes, we are also loving all our conveniences that we are allowing ourselves. So where's the gap, right? Here's the gap. We're not clear of what those results require an action. Okay. And that's why we are not winning. That's why we are not doing it. And you need to become very clear, because maybe you don't even want that. I know it sounds really counterproductive here, right? Talking to you about goals, and most of your mentors are probably priming you and pumping you and doing all the things, and and here I come and I'm knocking you down and I'm saying you might not want that. But here's the key. I want you to have every single thing that you want to have. I want you to get every single bit out of life that you want to have. But you need to be wanting it yourself, and you also need to be clear about what you're wanting to do to make that happen. And you also need to actually hold yourself accountable and grow into this person who has these results. Okay. My mentor always said, become the one your results require. What does that mean? Become the one your results require, right? When you have results of having a private jet and having a millionaire home, are you willing to take the action that they have been willing to do or not, right? And so one of the keys is that you need to be able to get in control of your habits. You need to get in control of your motivation. You need to get in control of all the things that that you need to do to achieve that goal. So clarity is number one of your goal list, right? Um, then you need to have good expectations, and then you need to plan. You need to plan. What is your bull's eye? What is the bull's eye that you need to really have going on for you? Okay. And then what are the outer rings? What are the actions that are needing to require to do that? And then what is the outer ring of that? Like what actions do you need to take? When do you need to take them? In what time frame do you need to take them? And then you need to prioritize them. You need to prioritize your actions, because if you want to reach that bullseye, it's not going to happen if you do it once in a while. If you're talking to a customer once in a while, you're not going to catch that momentum. You have to make it happen all the time, daily. It has to be a priority, not just a goal, but your actions have to become a priority to make that happen. And I'm going to tell you a little story. Not if you grow up in a household where goal setting was something that people did, right? Then you're probably growing up and all of that stuff seems normal to you, and that's what you do. In my upbringing, for example, I was never taught how to goal set because my goals never mattered. And no one else, it was always somebody else's stuff. So I wasn't taught how to go after my own because what I wanted wasn't important. And so many who grow up in narcissistic environments or in like busy environments or whatever, where cultural, call it whatever it is, not everyone is being taught how to go after goals. Okay. And if that is you too, then you need to learn how to set a goal, how to prioritize it, how to find your bullseye, how to be clear, how to take the action, how to prioritize it. You have to learn these things and then actually make yourself do it. Okay. So you need to prioritize. You need to have adequate resources. That means you need to know exactly what it will take. Okay. Who can help you when you get stuck? What risks will you need to face? Okay. And what are you going to do and how are you going to handle setbacks? You need to have it really, really clear. You also have to have a plan to combat your fear of failure. How are you going to combat that? How are you moving through those fears, through those self-sabotaging behaviors? How are you moving through those? And who is holding you accountable? Okay. If you don't have an upline, if you don't have an upline that holds you accountable, if you don't have a mentor or a coach, you need to get one. Okay. Ian, hang on one second. Hey, come here. Platz. Mach Platz. My doggies. Platz. They decide to play and then I can't focus. All right. So having said that, you need to have somebody who is accountable. Okay. And when you have somebody that is accountable and holding you accountable on the actions that you're needing to take, they are likely, ideally, right? I mean, when you have a friend, they just kind of say, yeah, did you do that? Yeah, no. Okay, well, then they let you off the hook. But the benefit of having a coach or a mentor is that you also, they can help you through your obstacles. Why are you not doing what you're supposed to do? What is preventing you from doing it? Okay. And that is why that is important. And that is why this is really, really good. You have to have accountability. Without accountability, you are not likely to make yourself do the things you need to do. You need to be willing to adapt and change, because here's the thing. You start somewhere and then you will come across a situation where it may not work just that way that you initially planned. So you know what? Maybe you tweak it just a little bit. Maybe you tweak your wording. Maybe you tweak your offer. Maybe you tweak your approach just tiny little bit. And that is adaptability to change. You have to be able to adapt to change and, be okay with that. It's become curious, be playful, have joy while you're doing it, because what's the point in not enjoying the journey only to reach the goal, right? Don't get so hung up on reaching the goal without looking out the window sometimes and enjoy the mountain and the scenery that you're encountering on your road trip. Okay. And then this is a biggie. You have to monitor your progress. If you do not track what you're doing and what the results are of it, if you do not track, you are not likely to win. I know, sounds kind of crazy. I'm sorry, but it's a fact because your brain will always try to keep you safe. And if you are needing to win by putting in action that you're not really comfortable with, and all good things are on the other side of the comfort zone. So yes, you're probably going to have to do things that you're not super comfortable with. So your brain is going to kind of like lie to you, and it's going to say like, ugh, we don't really need to do that. Or it's going to say, we did enough today, right? You have to track. And if you don't track, you're not going to make it. You have to track so you can identify how many actions did you take to get to where you want to go. And you also have to see what the feedback is, because maybe you need to make a tweak, maybe you need to change something, so you have to get all these 11 things taken care of. Burnout comes from not being able to win. Okay, if you're not winning, you just work and 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 work. And I know, if you haven't ranked up in a long time, if you haven't seen results in a long time, it can feel like burnout just a little bit. But it's because you're not tracking your wins. See, you might not be losing weight, you might not be winning and ranking up, you may not be having new customers, but you may have learned how to build websites, you may have learned how to build funnels, you may have learned a whole bunch of skills that if you don't track what it is you're doing and you have a plan of action and you have accountability, you may not even realize that you have basically smashed it and dominated for years. Okay, and that is where it's really important. You have to make sure you track every single thing. So I hope this was helpful. Please feel free to share this with somebody, tag somebody, send me all the questions that you have. I'd love to answer all of them. And let's walk it free, heal, connect, and level up.